What's New to BGA brings you Stalk Exchange, a flower game where you're going to be trying to hoard certain colors of flowers and making those flowers score, and then hopefully scoring the most points to win. On BGG, it's rated at 6.5. It's rated best with 3 players, which I agree with. Definitely, I didn't like 2 players in my play with 2. It's a lighter game at 1.83 weight. And for our mechanisms, it's an economy game. You have some basic open drafting. This is a free game to play on BGA. BGA says it'll take about 15 minutes real time, and I do think it works best in real time. It's easier to keep track on seeing what other people's are grabbing and keeping. All right, during your turn, you can do 2 actions. The 2 actions you can do are plant a flower. You're going to take one of these guys here and plant it. When you do plant it, it goes the bulb side down, so it's not a full flower yet. Your second action you can do is exchange, where you're going to take one of these 6 flowers and exchange it with one from your hand. So here I place 2 flowers there. After your turn is over, you will then bloom the flowers that have an open empty space next to it. So both those flowers bloomed. Here I did an exchange. I took 1 red flower into my hand and I put 1 down. Now there's a visual bug. On my end it would say it looked red there. Once a group of flowers is completely surrounded, so here the 2 white flowers were here. Once the flowers are completely surrounded by either bloomed flowers or bulbs or the edge, those flowers get removed from the board and they go on this track. They will start on the space equal to the number of players and they'll go around the track. So here, 2 white ones go here, then you move up the counter here to the second place. If it was 4 flowers, obviously 4 would go here. You move this at the 4. The game ends when this bag runs out. There are currently 73 left. Or when one of these markers reaches this track that's going to be growing. At the end of the turn, after you've checked to see which, if any, flower sets get removed and put on this board, you do remove the rightmost flower from the board and then fill up, and everything slides down. You do have 3 bonus actions. Your bonus actions can be either plant or swap like before, or you can use flush. Flush you can only do once per game, but you remove all the flowers here and you refill the line. Your other bonus actions can simply be a plant or a swap. You do have 3 total bonus actions you can use per game. They're marked by the tools up here on the right. Once you use them, you do not get any more, so you have 3 bonus actions for the whole game. When you do flush, you do add this blue tool flipped over to show that you've done a flush. Now as you see here, the orange flower met the orange marker. It doesn't matter the color that reaches, but those 2 spaces have met, so we do this final scoring. Now, because the orange flower was the highest, whatever flower is the highest, you take its totals. It's at 9, and you divide it in half, and you place it here, so it's worth half the points. I believe it's rounded up. And now the orange flowers are only worth 5 instead of 9. So red and purple are worth the most. Then you simply do how many of each flower you have, multiplied by its value, and that's where you get your score. Overall, I like this one. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I will say it's better, I think, with more players. Like I said before, I think it's better real time, so it's easier to keep track what players might have, so you have an idea. Because if you try to play it over 3 days, you're not going to have a clue what the other player has unless you're keeping really good notes. So I'd rate this one a 6. Fine. I'd play it if somebody wanted to, but it's nothing that I'm going to suggest or run out and play. Well, that's all I got for you today. As always, good luck and have fun.